One. Hello,
Cool.
guys, and welcome to the Lady Sale podcast. So today we're going to do something that's not a talent manager and not a producer.
I know, but we're gonna have a look at photographer, which is like even better, right? He actually managed to make us look good.
Yes.
It was a real, like seriously.
It's probably because he only shot from like the neck up.
Oh god, yes. But I gained that 20 pounds for COVID, girl. I gained that man.
Oh no, I gained 40.
Don't say you gained 40. Just don't try to be better than me.
No.
That's not a better thing. That's not. I'm Jane.
And I'm Bologna. Good job.
High five. Social distance. Y'all, COVID's still out here. Don't touch me.
Exactly. Although the other day I did see a handshake.
Oh my goodness. Let's not talk about it.
Odd and weird custom. Do it again. So one hand goes in and then it goes up and down.
And as she's looking at this, calling me on the phone through a window, she was like, I have to spray my hands because somebody touched other people's hands. And I was like, did you shake the person's hand? No, absolutely not. But I was like, I hope they spray in their hands. Anyway, okay. You wrote books with some wisdom in it, actually, maybe. We'll see. Kind of. All right, we call it literary life guides with pop poetry. So here it is. And I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. And I thought being grown up was easy. If only I were me, a memoir in verse. Let's see. Widow's Web and Foreign Coffee. Right, those are all that are available on Audible. Or where you get your audiobooks. Like
exactly. You can get the rest of our 17 books where?
On www.andithoughtladies.com. All right, y'all, seriously though, if you need a beach read, like you should read some poetry. Why not?
Joking. Or you can do my sad romance.
Oh,
anyway,
more like women's
not
fiction.
Important.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because y'all aren't here to hear us drone on about our boring books. Nobody wants to hear about that. We want to hear from our wonderful guest. Wonderful guest.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Owen James Vincent, and I'm a photographer from London.
Which makes you like seriously artistic.
Right.
So question, is it because you're from London? This is my silly question. Does it just add more value to your work?
Not really, no. You know, I just feel like coming from London, I feel like I'm just like any other kind of photographers, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, we're from the US, so of course to me I feel like London will be ahead of the fashion.
I know.
But let's ask a real question.
Okay, yeah, so I have a question because I write books, I don't take pictures. I don't do photography at all. Is it really all in the lighting?
Yes, I think it is. Yeah, 100%.
We need to ask real questions, but I have another silly one.
But I have to go on with that. So it's all in the lighting. So how do you light? Because you take pictures of different famous, wonderful people. How do you adjust the lighting for each one?
So I don't know what it is. It really depends on the brief and the theme of the photo shoot. So for example, there'll be some clients that will be interested in doing just like a studio kind of photo shoot. So that's obviously artificial lighting and, it's just the standard light. But then there are some clients that would like, natural light. And I think natural light is so much more flattering and prettier than studio lighting, but the annoying thing is about living in the UK is that it rains all the time and it's always grey, so the lighting is awful all the time. So whenever like the sun's out and it's really sunny, the UK just goes crazy, and they're so happy. They're like, oh, who needs Spain? Who needs Portugal? We've got a sunny London town. But then, the weather here changes. But I feel like our weather is very similar to New York and New Jersey, where, it's not like Florida, is it? Or LA. So, yeah.
It's very every day. Almost every day. They get like those 2 weeks where it's sunshiny and marvelous. And you go there and you fall in love and you go, oh my God, this town is amazing. And then it rains.
And then you go, oh, yeah. $1 gone because my hair
is a mess.
It's a mess. Okay.
It's one of the first places ever where like a 10 a.m. rainstorm and no one is surprised whatsoever. It's funny because they didn't have umbrellas, but like in England it's just like pop. There goes the umbrella.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting drenched. I'll be fine in an hour.
Yeah.
But we've never interviewed a photographer.
I know, and I
for
have to talk
so,
about
like,
themes though. Like, who picks the
yeah,
themes?
I was just about to ask about that.
Who picks the themes? Like, for your clients, do they pick the themes, or do you, or like they pick it and then you go, ooh, actually, you would maybe look better in this theme?
It is a bit of that. It's a bit of that. And it's also a bit of like, you know, for example, with today's shoot, it was mainly my friend Steve, the stylist, who gave me suggestions on where to shoot. And he said, Owen, there's this really nice place in central London. It's very Ibiza, palm trees and everything. I think we need to shoot there as it's a summer shoot. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, I know. And then I had no idea what this place looked like. So I bought a couple of my lights, but luckily with the building, there were so many windows that I basically thought, okay, there's a lot of natural light in here. I don't need my lights. I'll just focus on the natural light today. And then in the basement, there was like this really gorgeous neon light, and we took photos there. So it can be a bit of like, you know, yeah. As it was a collaboration, I like making sure everyone gets their ideas in and that everyone's happy, you know.
If you ever take more photos of us, you can just like Photoshop my waist down smaller.
No, you look good. Don't be silly.
Oh,
I was joking about that, but like, I understand with photography. I did take photography class.
I'm only laughing because it was hard. Bad.
But it's not important. So like, my teacher would always say photography should tell a story about either a personality, if it's a person as a subject, or about an area, using lighting and contrast and exposure, because we did it by hand. So how do you find that story and the amount of time allotted?
What, in the photography?
Yeah.
It's really hard because like obviously I do a lot of fashion and beauty and portraits, and I guess like fashion is more the story than portraits are, and beauty as well, because beauty shots are like that image, which was actually taken in this room, in this flat, and my friend down the road did the hair and everything. But you know, with this photo, we turned it black and white to make it, you know, suit the room. My partner's really into interior design, and this girl, she's actually blonde with like, there was a pink backdrop and she had flowers in her hair, you know, and everything. And my partner was like, no, it needs to be black and white because this pink won't suit the room and everything. But sorry, I keep going off topic.
Oh, please go off topic. This is we enjoy off topic because then it makes us feel better.
I don't know. I just feel like it's more fashion that has the story. You know, you've got to make sure all these photos work together for a story. And I feel like with beauty shots, I guess you can sometimes have a story, but it's more about the looks, I think. But I would say stories are more in documentary photography, which I've done in the past for university, college and stuff, but it wasn't really my kind of thing. I was more inspired by album covers. And, you know, I was so excited to, you know, see, you know, Beyonce's next album cover or Rihanna's next album cover, because I like how the music suits the cover, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 questions out and
right,
like 1 answer,
right.
which I love.
I love this so much. So
no, I do have to ask,
yes.
When did you recognize you had an eye for photography, and then how did you get started in pursuing the career?
Okay, so I guess growing up, I've always been into posters and album covers, and, you know, going to the cinema and seeing this really massive poster. I think the posters that used to get me excited when I was little was all the Harry Potter posters, you know, seeing Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint standing there you know, and I thought, wow, I wish I could take that, you know, that kind of thing. And then with album covers, you know, I used to always collect CDs and everything, and I used to always look for the booklets and just look at all the photos and see how it all links together. So I knew that I wanted to go around the lines of that. And especially in school and in college, I used to make my own album covers. I used to always get my friends and do like a girl group, you know, album cover, and it was fun. But I look at my work back then and I think, oh gosh, the lighting is awful. Like it's so bad. But you get better and you progress. And I can definitely see it in my work that I was getting better and better and better. And even my friends were like, Owen, do you remember what your work used to look like in college? And I was like, yeah, let's not talk about that. Like, it was really bad photoshopping. But yeah, no, that's when I knew that I had the eye to do photography. And yeah, so.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
Now you're a photographer. We don't know many people who are like, I want to be a photographer, and then they become a photographer as their job. So to me, you're amazing.
Right. Like,
thank you.
Love it very much. So, I mean, you also do a bit of writing. So let's talk about like how you do that. And you think you're ever gonna like cross over into just being a full-time writer? Because as you said, going fashion, you find the storyline and you follow it when you take your photographs. You think you're gonna actually do maybe like a whole book? Like you're gonna write a book maybe with pictures?
Do you know what? I've actually done a book for university, and it was more of like a photography book. But I would love to do a book with maybe all my celebrity portraits and just talk about the fun times on the shoot, on the photo shoot, because I would say with every single person that I photographed, there's always been a story behind it or a memory. And I think people would be really interested in reading that, because especially my friends, they always asked me, oh, what was it like photographing the Cheaper by the Dozen twins and all that stuff? And I would tell them the story and be like, yeah, we did it through FaceTime and it was fun and all that. And I think they just like to hear that, So I think making a book out of that would be actually a really good idea, So
I would
yeah.
I'm already on pre-order. Like I'm like, okay, where is it?
Oh, thank you.
What advice would you give for people who are going into their first photo shoot?
To their first photo shoot.
Besides, don't stand still, keep moving. What other advice?
So, am I saying this from like a new photographer's point of view?
Yes, and also a client point.
Okay, so if I was saying it from the photographer's point of view, I would say, don't be scared, just be yourself, have a really fun time, shoot from different angles. Even if you think you're doing something silly on the floor, it could look really good in the picture. And yeah, I think you just need to relax and just enjoy yourself and make sure you're connected to your client as well. That's the really important thing, And I would also say put on some music, because music just changes the mood and everyone wants to have a little sing along and a little dance. So I would definitely say that from a photographer's point of view. And then from a client's point of view, it's difficult because I've never been in that situation where someone's taking photos of me, but I would just make sure you just have a great time and, make sure that you are comfortable. That's the main important thing. I always like to make sure my clients leave my photo shoots happy and that I know that they've had a good time, and there have been times where people would, contact me and say, Owen, I had such an amazing time. Or when I was photographing this talent, her husband was on the photo shoot watching her. And then he texted me and said, Owen, we've worked with so many photographers. and by far you're the best one. And I was like, that really blew me away hearing that, you know, and it really gave me like a confidence boost, like, okay, I am doing a good thing here, you know. So yeah.
All right, so we have to ask, like, these are the 3 questions that everyone wants to know from us, right? So here's one of them. What advice would you give new photographers trying to break into the field? What are like your 2 pieces of advice that you would give them?
I would say, do not give up. There are going to be so many people especially in the fashion industry, that will reject you, and you know, it will make you feel like, what's the point doing this if people keep rejecting me? You just got to keep going. You know, you've got to keep going. And there have been times in this industry where, you know, so many people have rejected me. There have been times where I've nearly wanted to photograph this celebrity and then they've let me down. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I'll brush it off, but I'm going to keep going. You know, that's the mindset, you know. And I would say that to photographers that want to break into this industry, 100%. You know, I was talking to a lovely guy a couple of months ago, and he told me, oh, so many people are rejecting me, I just feel like giving up. And I went, no, that's not a good answer.
I love how you said no. No. Like, period, no. Period. That's not a good answer. I love it. That was great.
Oh, I think I have to tell myself that someday.
I know, like, no, period. That's not a good answer.
Yeah.
So, all right. So where can people find more about your work and more about you?
Well, my Instagram, because I feel like Instagram is the place to be now, you know, especially for photography. It's crazy how Instagram has become this new thing now, you know. And obviously, I get published in a few magazines, and like people will use my photographs on TV or on podcast covers and everything. So my work will be splattered over there. And my work last year was on billboards around London. So that was amazing. That was really, really good.
So how many times would you stop and be like, that's me, I'm amazing?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was really over the moon to see that. And I think at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure that I was making my mum and dad proud, you know, because with this industry, the art industry, it can be very difficult. And my mum, you know, she used to do paintings and drawings back in the day. And she still likes to do it. She's got gorgeous art around the house, but she's focused more on being an accountant, you know. And there have been times where my mum has said to me, you know, oh, I wish I could do some more paintings and everything and all that. And it's nice that my mum is letting me live my dream, you know. And I just want to show my mum, look, I'm not giving up. I've made it onto a billboard now, you know. And my mum was like, I'm so happy. She was over the moon, you know. And so are my family, especially my family in America, because the 2 boys that I photographed, they're really big here. They're massive here, but in America, I don't think they're like well known. So even when I sent the billboard pictures to my family in America, they were like, "Oh, this is great, but who are they?"
Yeah, that sounds American. But okay, so you told us Instagram, but what's your handle? Like,
my handle?
Yeah, so people can follow you on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My Instagram is Owen James Vincent. But I've also now, as you girls know, I've got a brand new online magazine called Revamp Magazine, and it's been out for about 3 months now, and it's doing really well, and I'm really, really happy. And you 2 have been involved, which is great. You've been part of it, so yeah.
It's been very hilarious. We're like, y'all, we're official. We made a UK magazine. It's we're like seriously pop poets.
Yeah.
Second UK magazine for us, but It was so much cooler.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. And we got to have tea, which is always exciting to me.
Yeah.
Those pictures. So I got to eat it all.
And it was so good, y'all. It was so good. I was like, yeah, my dietitian's about to kill me, but it's all right.
Jade, would you like to wrap up our part of the podcast?
Absolutely. I'll wrap up our part of the podcast. Thank you, Owen, for coming on today. We really appreciate it. And if you want to find out everything your ladies are doing and probably some stuff that you don't want to know about us, go to www.andwethought. And
you could have done that.
andwethought.com. But no, we're switching over, y'all. And I thought,
if you want the abbreviated version of everything, you can find it at andwethought.com. You can go to www.andithoughtLadies.com, and you can also read our article in Revamp Magazine. Because I'm a narcissist like that.
I know we are. So, but more importantly than all of that, go down to the bottom of the page and see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them also. We thank you in advance for that. And just remember, y'all, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Will Nona
and Jade. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, thanks for listening.